I would want to ask if human, that's not to say or not to even imply that I accept the perception that you're referring to.
All right, Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar's recent comments have now sparked off speculation in Maharashtra. The Republic TV had reported Monday how sources had suggested that Ajit Pawar is in talks with the BJP and wants to move out of the Congress alliance. Republic TV has spoken to the Maharashtra Minister Sudhir Mungantiwar, who has now confirmed that talks are underway, but has added that names will be declared just before the Lok Sabha elections, and any change that takes place will only happen early next year. So that's the latest that we are getting on this one. In fact, let's listen into the conversation we've had with the Maharashtra Minister.
महाराष्ट्र में राजनीतिक गतिविधियां बड़ी तेजी से बदल रहे हैं। इसी बीच खबर आ रही है कि एनसीपी के बीच में दो गुट हो चुके हैं और अजीत पवार जो है बीजेपी के संपर्क में, ऐसी बातें आ रही हैं। आज चंद्रशेखर बावनकुले जो आपके अध्यक्ष भी हैं महाराष्ट्र के, उन्होंने ये बात कही है कि महाराष्ट्र के विपक्ष के कुछ नेता बजट सेशन तक अपने पाले में होंगे।
देखो, ऐसा है कि बहुत नेता लोग विपक्ष के संपर्क में, ये बात सही है, मगर ऐसा अभी कोई परिस्थिति नहीं है और ये समय भी नहीं है कि अभी अगर वो आते हैं तो उन्हें तो त्यागपत्र देना होगा। जो भी हमारे संपर्क में है वो तो अगली लोकसभा के 2 महीने पहले ये सभी लोग देशभक्ति की भावना से, सेवा भावी वृत्ति से भारतीय जनता पार्टी का झंडा हाथ में लेंगे। और भाई साहब, जब ये लेंगे ना तब आपको अचानक से पता चलेगा, इतनी जल्दी कभी पता नहीं चलेगा।
खबरें यहाँ तक भी है कि जिस प्रकार से शरद पवार साहब का स्टेटमेंट आया है, उन्होंने मोदी जी को जो है उनके समर्थन में जो है बयानात दिए, अदानी का मुद्दा हो, उसके बाद उनकी डिग्री को लेकर के, न केवल शरद पवार, अजीत पवार ने भी डिग्री को लेकर के जो है वो सामंजस्य की स्थिति उन्होंने दिखाई है। कहीं ना कहीं महाविकास अघाड़ी के पैरों तले ज़मीन जो है वो खिसकती हुई दिखाई दे रही है।
देखो, ऐसा मैं नहीं कहूँगा, रोज गाली देना यानी राजनीति है क्या? कभी सभी लोग जो है सही समय में सही बात के लिए अगर बाजू लेते हैं तो मुझे एक बात कांग्रेस से भी जाननी है। अदानी कब बड़े हुए? जब चिमन भाई पटेल ने उन्हें 10 पैसे मीटर से जमीन दी। अदानी कब बड़े हुए? जब कांग्रेस के मुख्यमंत्री छबीरदास मेहता ने बुंद्रा पोर्ट का टेंडर निकाला। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पहले अदानी के पास बीपीएल कार्ड था और एकदम से बीपीएल कार्ड देकर वो बड़े आदमी बन गए, ऐसा तो है ही नहीं। राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री ने 45,000 करोड़ का टेंडर उनको दिया है। ममता दीदी ने उनको बुलाकर उनके साथ बात की है। तो मुझे लगता है ऐसा कोई भ्रम फैलाना कि अदानी जी मोदी जी की वजह से बड़े हुए हैं, तो ये भ्रम है।
एक सवाल यहाँ पे ये भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है, आपने जिस प्रकार ये टाइमिंग का जिक्र किया कि लोकसभा चुनाव से 2 महीने ठीक पहले, ठीक उसी प्रकार से चंद्रशेखर बावनकुले ने भी कहा कि बजट सेशन होते होते चीज़ें बदलेंगी और महाराष्ट्र में बदलाव दिखेगा।
तो ये बात तो सही है ना, क्योंकि अच्छा काम करेंगे तो ये विश्वास होता है। देखो, मेरिट के स्टूडेंट को देखिए, वो पेपर दे के आते हैं, अब रिजल्ट लगने को तो समय रहता, पर वो कहते ना हमें 99% मार्क मिलेंगे, क्योंकि अपने कर्म पर जो विश्वास होता है, आत्मविश्वास होता है, उससे ही वो विद्यार्थी कहता है ना। तो राजनीति में हमारे काम की वजह से ये विश्वास है।
दादा, एक कैंडिड क्वेश्चन है आपसे, अजीत दादा के साथ साथ और कितने विधायक जो हैं आपके संपर्क में?
देखो, जो लोग संपर्क में हैं उनका नाम बता के संकेत का भंग नहीं करना चाहिए। देखो, कोई अपने पे विश्वास रखता है, कोई बड़े प्रेम मोहब्बत से जब बात करता है कि देखो आत्मनिर्भर भारत के लिए, देश को विश्व का गुरु बनाने के लिए माननीय मोदी जी जान से काम करते हैं, तो हम भी उसमें अपना कोई छोटा हिस्सा देना चाहते, योगदान देना चाहते। तो आज मैं अगर नाम बता दूं तो देखो अच्छी बात नहीं होती।
सक्रिय है महाराष्ट्र।
देखो ऑपरेशन डेमोक्रेसी है, ये ऑपरेशन इंडिया है कि जिसमें हम देश को आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कोई कमर जीते ये भाव से हम राजनीति नहीं करते। देखो हमारी राजनीति ये सत्ता के लिए नहीं, जनता की दिल जीतने की राजनीति है।
Now, Ajit Pawar, without naming any politician, has taken a whale jibe at an MVA leader and said that some people don't know what to say when a mic is handed over to them.
जण सांगत होते, काहींना तर माईक हातामध्ये आल्यानंतर काय बोलावं काय कळतच नाही। कोण फडतूस म्हणतं, कोण काढतूस म्हणतं, काय म्हणतात। अरे आपल्याला चांगले विचार यशवंतराव चव्हाण साहेबांनी दिले। सुसंस्कृत महाराष्ट्राची निर्मिती संयुक्त महाराष्ट्राच्या काळामध्ये चव्हाण साहेबांनी केली। त्या रस्त्याने जाऊ द्या, वसंतदादांनी दाखवलेल्या रस्त्याने जाऊ, वसंतराव नाईकांनी दाखवलेल्या आहे, शरदराव पवारांनी दाखवले आहे, त्या रस्त्याने जाऊ ना। तो रस्ता आपल्या भल्याचा आहे, आपल्याला निश्चितपणे दिशा देणार आहे।
And you are, of course, getting those reactions from Ajit Pawar, who seems to perhaps be looking at a way out. With the recent comments that he has made in the public domain, it may appear that he is now looking to change sides. You are with Republic TV, and coming up next, the BJP confirms a churn in Maharashtra politics, says the picture will be clearer before 2024. Financial Times yet to pull down its report despite Adani's sharp response.
जूनियर वर्ल्ड चैंपियन रहे हैं नीरज चोपड़ा।
इस देश में बहुत समय के बाद एक ऐसी सरकार आई है जो सरकार टिकाने के लिए नहीं चल रही, देश को सुधारने के लिए सरकार चल रही है।
ये पहला एक बड़ा इवेंट हुआ है जहां पे आप इस पर विस्तृत तौर से इन डिटेल आप बात करेंगे, तो लेट अस एड्रेस ऑल इश्यूज। What do you see our country as in 2030 in diplomatic and political terms?
I see more change between now and 2030 than I saw in the last 40 years. Mediation will work when there is uncertainty of winning by any one party. इसलिए जो judgment आया यही सबसे उत्तम है. This puts an end to the whole issue.
Assertive 1% that wants to open the wounds again. They do not operate only by the verdict of the court.
Was there an email that was sent to you from Shashi Tharoor asking for help on?
Show me the mail.
You are saying there is an email or no?
Do you continue serving the army with the same zest that you have always?
Oh yes.
पूरा रिहायशी इलाका इसको ये ना सर्च ऑपरेशन इस टाइम चल रहा है। डीजीपी ने खुद कहा कि 10 लोगों की पुष्टि हमने कर दी है, जो 10 लोग मारे गए हैं।
ये भारत के लोगों की जीत है।
स्थिति तनावपूर्ण है। ठीक लाल किले के सामने मैं इस वक्त मौजूद हूं। कथित लोग हैं जो दरअसल यहां इन्होंने पूरा उत्पात मचाया हुआ है।
सर आज राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री है, इतने लोगों की डेथ हो गई है सर, लेकिन कोई जवाब नहीं है सर। अब तक एक्शन को लेकर भी कुछ नहीं किया सर। Shankar, are you apologetic or not? Shankar, are you apologetic or not? These are the visuals of Shankar Mishra accused who's being taken for the medical and then towards.
dragging back economic fugitives, fantastic. But a crackdown on corruption alone is not enough to steer the economy.
That is where the reforms are not just to remove those who are with several cases of corruption and disproportionate assets. This will ensure that at a local level, no officer can go about saying, hey, I've come to inspect you, without the system approving it.
आप सभी देश के जन जन तक सही सूचनाएं पहुंचाने में अहम भूमिका निभा
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking with me, Rakshita Mishra. Ladies and gentlemen, let's tell you that India's biggest news event is back. The third edition of the Republic Summit will be held in the national capital this month. The biggest names, the biggest newsmakers, the biggest agents of change and transformation in India will be at the Republic Summit once again this year. So stand by for what will be by far India's biggest news event by miles. Now let's take a look at the headlines. Ahead of Rajasthan elections, Pilot launches his most open revolt against the Vadra Congress.
कल्चर रहा है, लेकिन हाँ, राजस्थान का यह विशेष परिस्थिति का निर्माण हो गया है, इसका समाधान कुछ करना चाहिए.
Rahul and Priyanka now seem to side with Gehlot. Miffed Vadra Congress attacks Sachin Pilot. (1984) riot investigation back to haunt the Congress party. Tytler summoned for voice sample collection. BJP confirms churn in Maharashtra politics, says picture will be clear in January 2024. Finance Minister slams Western media, says those writing reports must visit India first. Financial Times yet to pull down its report despite Adani's sharp response on allegations. Despite Congress's warning, Sachin Pilot is firm on holding a fast to press his Ashok Gehlot-led government in Rajasthan to take action against corruption during the previous Vasundhara Raje-led BJP government in the state. The Congress objected to the proposed Dharna by Sachin Pilot and said any such protest against its sitting government clearly amounts to anti-party activity. That is the latest we are getting you. Remember, Vadra Congress has attacked Sachin Pilot. The Congress has called it a one-sided protest and in fact called the Dharna against party. We have seen despite that, Sachin Pilot has gone on to the protest side. He has begun, it's underway, the protest is underway. It's evening, the time is evening when he will of course end the fast, but we have seen thousands of people, hundreds of people who have turned out. Right there on your screens are the visuals from that Dharna site in Jaipur, where you can see we have seen big numbers, a big turnout there in support of Sachin Pilot, and Republic TV is getting you all the latest on this. Remember, it was Republic TV that broke this story first, how Pilot is scripting this revolt, and he has a plan, and there has been talks of he might jump a ship, he might create his own party, he might float another party. All those talks are there, but right now what we are getting is that Congress has slammed Sachin Pilot. Rahul and Priyanka now seem to side with Ashok Gehlot. Remember, it was in 2020 where there was a big rebellion that was led by Sachin Pilot himself. After that, we saw that it was pacified, it was contained by the top brass. So Ashok Gehlot remained the chief minister, but now there's a few months away from elections. Rajasthan is going into elections few months from now, but we still see that the unrest continues in Rajasthan Congress. Now let's take a look at some of the reactions that have been coming in on this development.
कांग्रेस पार्टी ने समय समय पर ऐसे विषयों पर बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से कहा है कि हर एक को अपनी बात कहने की स्वतंत्रता है और उसके लिए फोरम, प्रॉपर फोरम है, उस पर बात करें। और आप विशेष रूप से कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, करना चाहते हैं, कुछ कार्यक्रम करना चाहते हैं, तो उसकी अनुमति लेकर उससे चर्चा करके तभी कर सकते हैं। यहाँ पर अगर एक तरफा अनशन करने की घोषणा करते हैं और अनशन करने के पूरा उतारू हैं, तो उस पर राजस्थान के जो प्रभारी हैं उन्होंने स्पष्ट रूप से कहा कि कांग्रेस पार्टी का जो अनुशासन है वो इसकी इजाज़त नहीं देता और वो पार्टी के विरोध में है, पार्टी की उसकी इजाज़त नहीं देती है। तो उन्होंने बहुत स्पष्ट रूप से अपनी बात रखी है। कांग्रेस पार्टी की जो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है अधिकृत रूप से, अधिकारित रूप से उसको सामने रखा है। और मैं समझता हूँ कि अभी अनशन शुरू नहीं किया है तो सचिन पायलट जी इसको पुनः गंभीरता से विचार करेंगे।
देखिए, ऐसा है कि सचिन पायलट जी को इस समय पूरी शक्ति लगाना चाहिए। राहुल जी को जिस तरह से प्रताड़ित किया जा रहा है, संसद से निकाल दिया गया है, अदालत से सजा करा दी गई है, उनके पीछे खड़ा होना चाहिए। कांग्रेस ने बहुत कुछ उनको दिया है।
All right, there you have Congress leaders reacting to this development, and I'm being joined by my colleague Madhurima, who is live with us from Ground Zero. Madhurima, tell us what is the atmosphere like? We've seen there has been a big turnout of Pilot supporters there, but do we see any Rajasthan Congress leaders also in attendance?
Well, if we talk about the support that has poured in for Sachin Pilot, I'll take you directly to the pictures over here. As you can see that the entire vicinity is entirely locked and enveloped with barricades, because the kind of support that is pouring in for Sachin Pilot is unprecedented. Nobody would have imagined that one leader could garner this kind of support. My video journalist Vivek is bringing you the visuals. As you can see that how these supporters have climbed the wall, because the entire venue is packed over here, and the sentiment is all for Pilot. We'll speak to some of them. आज आप यहाँ पे आए हो, जो कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट है वो ये कह रही है कि ये पार्टी के खिलाफ है जो अनशन कर रही है।
मैं सबसे पहले तो आपको बताना चाहता हूँ ये पार्टी के खिलाफ अनशन, ये भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ है। जो गहलोत गुट पायलट साहब को टारगेट करता है कि गुर्जर समाज का नेता है। आप कैमरा घुमा के देखो, 36 कौम पायलट जी के साथ है। और जो जनता में जो रोष है वो एक बात का है कि 5 साल गहलोत, 5 साल वसुंधरा, इनका गठजोड़ है। भ्रष्टाचार को उजागर करने के लिए पायलट साहब ने अनशन किया। 36 कौम पायलट साहब के साथ है। इस अनशन से तो अभी पिक्चर जांच होनी चाहिए और पायलट साहब जो वसुंधरा ने जो
sentiment. They are saying that either it's been Vasundhara Raje or it's been Ashok Gehlot. They want a new face. Rajasthan wants a new face. So that is the sentiment that is coming from the ground. And to your question, there are multiple leaders from the Congress party that have reached here at the sentiment over here at the protest site over here, and they've all gathered around the stage. We move towards the
the venue of protest site and show you the visuals of Sachin Pilot, how he's sitting in the middle as all the supporters have just gathered around him and are hailing him. They're all saying that it is high time that the corruption should be highlighted. You can see that this is the inside view of the entire venue, and you can see drums, there are slogans, patriotic slogans, how these supporters are standing on the wall, and they have been standing here for past couple of hours, let me tell you. So the dedication is also on the exhibition, that the delegation is very pro-Pilot, the dedication is very high, and they say that the concerns that Sachin Pilot is raising are very important. But at the same time, this kind of massive support has sent chills down the spine of the Congress top brass, and which is why we see Mr. Sukhjinder Singh Randhawa running down to the national capital to seek intervention from the Congress top brass. It is there, Sachin Pilot, right in front of our visuals, sitting at the center of the protest. It's a one-day fast that Mr. Pilot is observing, people coming in, coming out. The protest is massive, and it is a successful protest, and it has been able to garner a lot of support over here. And Sachin Pilot has been able to prove the point that he is not going to bow down easy. What needs to be seen here is that how will this turn out for the Congress party in the end? Because we've seen that the top brass of the Congress party always in the support of Ashok Gehlot. Even at the time when there were but and in the end he had to keep that. So we'll have to see that will this be of any profit, or in the end this is going to turn out as Punjab and Congress failed in the end in its
Massive turnout there, and lots of high voltage drama around you. I can see loud sloganeering all around, and we've seen that this how does this really unfold for the Congress party, because as in our previous reports you pointed out that the Congress party is of course scrambling to hold on to the state it has governments in the few states it is left in, and we are seeing how this is an all-out war in the Congress party. You have a deputy against the chief minister, and Pilot is showing his strength. You can see this massive show of strength there. You also pointed out that Sukhjinder Singh Randhawa is headed to Delhi. Right now we have heard of many reactions from the Congress leaders. They were slamming Sachin Pilot up until now. But now that you're saying that the party in charge who's taking care of the situation there in Rajasthan is now headed to New Delhi to communicate to the top brass. How is it going to pan out now? Are we going to see the Congress top command, the top brass reaching out to Sachin Pilot? What kind of possibilities of it do we see?
Well, if you talk about the issues that Sachin Pilot has been keeping from day one, the first issue that he had kept was of the corruption. He said that at the time in 2019 elections had happened, the issue of the corruption that was flagged by the Ashok Gehlot government, that they're going to take in charge, they're going to take action in that connection, but that did not happen. So that was one reason that now again the elections have come. According to Sachin Pilot, the Congress party must have a face to produce a report card that yes, we have come through on all the promises, and that has not happened. So Sachin Pilot has been highlighting these promises since day one. Even in 2020, when there was a lot of rift in the Congress party, he had highlighted that the kind of development that is taking place in Rajasthan is not in keeping up with the time and demands of the people, and that he must be given more responsibility. Though at that time Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi had promised him a lot, but I believe that has fallen flat, because that has forced once again Mr. Pilot to come out at the stage and stage a protest. We are joined by a couple of supporters over here. The Congress party ये बोल रही है सर कि ये जो सचिन पायलट कह रहे हैं ये एंटी पार्टी एक्टिविटी है, कैसे देखते हैं?
ये फाइट करप्शन के विरुद्ध है। इस देश को करप्शन ने खोखला कर दिया है। इस प्रदेश में लगातार करप्शन, वसुंधरा राजे के शासन में इतना भारी करप्शन हुआ, संस्थागत करप्शन हुआ। ललित मोदी ने
पार्टी कह रही है कि अनशन करने की क्या जरूरत है, आप हमसे बात करिए। ये एक तरीके का ऐसे लग रहा है कि दो गुट बन गए।
भ्रष्टाचार के विरुद्ध बात करने की किसी को किसी से जरूरत नहीं है इस देश में। फिर भी पायलट जी ने 13 महीने पहले मुख्यमंत्री को चिट्ठी लिखी थी। 13 महीने में तो मुख्यमंत्री जी का फर्ज बनता था कि वो कांग्रेस अध्यक्षा सोनिया गांधी जी के पास जाते और कहते कि सचिन पायलट अगर भ्रष्टाचार उजागर करेंगे वसुंधरा का या मुझसे जांच करवाएंगे तो पार्टी को नुकसान होगा। वो कहते 13 महीने से वो उस चिट्ठी को ही गोल किए बैठे हैं और ये कह रहे हैं रंधावा जी, तो भाई आप जब आ गए थे तो आप पूछते प्रभारी क्या ड्यूटी है, मैं प्रभारी बन जाऊं कर्नाटक का तो जाते ही पूछूंगा यहाँ पुराने मसले क्या हैं। तो गहलोत जी कहते कि मेरे पास पायलट की 5 चिट्ठियाँ हैं, 2 चिट्ठियाँ हैं, एक 13 महीने पुरानी, एक नवंबर की। लेकिन भैया वो तो भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में अब क्यों है उनका कमजोर रवैया, क्या कह सकते हैं?
What they are highlighting is it's a very pertinent point that time and again Mr. Pilot had highlighted that 13 months back, then again in November, that there should be a fight against corruption, but that his woes were met with a deaf ear, and also at the same time that it was the duty of Mr. Randhawa to come and ask that what are the issues pertaining to the state. Instead, they are passing the buck to Sachin Pilot, and that is something that cannot be entertained, and which is why such massive support has come in support of Sachin Pilot. These are the visuals on my background. You can see that how these protesters in huge numbers have poured in here at the protest site, and they continue to hail Sachin Pilot and denounce the incumbent government, which they believe that did not fall, that did not really fulfill the promises that were made specifically when it comes to fighting corruption.
I love you. Right, okay. Stay with us, Madhurima. Let's listen into what Leader of Opposition in Rajasthan, Jagdish Singh Randhawa, had to say on this development.
सरकार का अंतर्किलय अब चरम पर है। अपमान की राजनीति इस कदर इस आगे पहुंच गई है कि आखिर जिस व्यक्ति ने सरकार को निर्माण में सबसे अहम भूमिका निभाई थी, आज वो अनशन पर जा रहे हैं, सहारा ले रहे हैं पूर्ववर्ती सरकार का। उनके मन में पीड़ा है अपने अपमान की और इस सरकार के में भ्रष्टाचार के तांडव की। ये खुली चुनौती है आलाकमान को। आलाकमान ने कहा कि अनुशासनहीनता है, इनके प्रभारी सुखजिंदर सिंह जी ने कहा अनुशासनहीनता है, पर वो अडिग है। मैं समझता हूं कि उनका ये अनशन इस कांग्रेस के ताबूत में आखिरी कील होगा, क्योंकि अब कांग्रेस विघटन की ओर आगे बढ़ चुकी है। पूरे देश के अंदर कांग्रेस का आलाकमान अब कमज़ोर हो गया है। 2 बार चुनौतियां मिल गई। एक बार गहलोत साहब के गुट ने दी, जब यहाँ राय मुसारी के लिए आलाकमान के दूत के रूप में मल्लिकार्जुन और उनके साथी यहाँ आए, अजय माकन, बेरंग लोटे, और आज ये दूसरी बार है। इसका खामियाजा जनता ने भुगता। पूरे 4 साल 4 महीने पुरानी सरकार में मुख्यमंत्री जी का काम सिर्फ एक ही रहा, अपनी सरकार को बचाए रखना, अपनी कुर्सी को बचाए रखना। इसीलिए आज राजस्थान के अंदर ना विकास है, ना जन समस्याओं का निराकरण है, ना कानून और ना व्यवस्थाएं हैं। इसीलिए जनता ने ये भुगता है। मैं समझता हूँ कांग्रेस का यंत्र के लिए, कांग्रेस की सरकार के लिए बड़ा संकट पैदा करेगा।
Right. BJP there calling it the final nail in the coffin for the Congress party, but of course we'll have to wait and watch how this of course pilot's landing does pan out. We'll have to wait and watch, but remember Republic TV is there on the ground getting the latest updates and keeping you ahead on this week's political story. But right now time to move on to some other story that are making news at this point in time. Discussing the resilience and growth of the Indian economy at the Peterson Institute for International Economics in Washington, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman gave a befitting reply to the negative Western perception of India.
somebody who's interested in receiving investments, I would only say, come have a look at what's happening in India, rather than listen to perceptions being built by people who have not even visited on the ground.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman met a delegation of Sikh Americans while she was in US. The delegation said that the steps taken by Prime Minister Modi in the interest of Sikh community, including their long pending demands, have resulted in the fizzling out of the separatist Khalistan movement. Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav on Tuesday joined the Enforcement Directorate investigation in a Land for Jobs case involving his father and former Railway Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav and other family members. The Supreme Court on Monday upheld the Madras High Court orders allowing the RSS to hold marches in state and dismissed the appeals of the Tamil Nadu government. On the 27th of March, the top court had reserved its verdict on pleas of the Tamil Nadu government against the 10th February order of the Madras High Court allowing the RSS to hold marches in the state. According to sources, Papalpreet Singh during the interrogation revealed certain details regarding his role in hiding Waris Punjab De Chief Amritpal Singh. Sources say that Papalpreet told the agency that Amritpal is not in touch with any local support system for now and that he is in contact with some people sitting abroad via internet calls. Republic has accessed the details of a dossier that the Punjab police has filed for Amritpal's aide Papalpreet. According to the dossier, apart from Amritpal, Papalpreet is associated with 3 other radical organizations. He was also with the Amritpal during Ajnala police station siege. Mafia-turned-politician Atiq Ahmed will be taken to Prayagraj amid tight security. The gangster is currently lodged in a Sabarmati jail in Gujarat in connection with Umesh Pal murder case. And time now to take a quick look at the top story making headlines from across the world. Amid shockwaves over leaks of highly classified documents, White House raises concerns of additional leaks. Pentagon says online leaks of highly classified documents about the Ukraine war present a very serious risk to national security. Taiwan's president condemns China's military drills in the Taiwan Strait, even as Taiwanese defense ministry says 9 Chinese warships, 26 aircraft around the island. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un holds a meeting with the senior military officials, emphasis on US and South Korean joint military exercises. Secretary of State Antony Blinken welcomes Bangladeshi Foreign Minister to Washington, D.C. for bilateral talks on Monday. India and the United States held discussions over the Chinese spy balloons that were shot down by the American Air Force recently after being detected at a very high altitude there, carrying out suspicious activities. Here's a report.
India and the US held discussions over the Chinese spy balloons that was shot down by the American Air Force recently. Asked whether the issue of the Chinese spy balloon incident came up, Pacific Air Force Commander General Kenneth S. Wilczbach said that they had a very brief conversation and dialogue with most of the air chiefs in the region. He also said that for the first time ever, 2 B-1 long-range bombers of the US Air Force joined the bilateral air exercise Scope India, which got underway on 10th of April. The exercise is taking place in 3 locations: Panagarh and Kalaikunda in West Bengal and Agra in Uttar Pradesh. The development of the US bombers in an exercise for the first time is extremely significant for the military cooperation between the two countries. This also comes amid China-Taiwan tensions as Beijing continues to accuse the US of interfering in the matter. US Pacific Air Force Commander General Kenneth was visiting India. Commander General Kenneth said that India is an important defense ally of America. That's why America had also informed India about the Chinese balloon. Agency report, Republic TV.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition, but lots more on the other side. 1984 riot investigation is back to haunt the Vadra Congress. Tytler summoned for voice sample collection. And BJP confirms a churn in Maharashtra politics, says the picture will be clear in January next year. Lots more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
What do you see our country as in 2030 in diplomatic and political terms?
I see more change between now and 2030 than I saw in the last 40 years.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
जूनियर वर्ल्ड चैंपियन रहे हैं नीरज चोपड़ा।
दशकों पुरानी समस्याओं का समाधान होते हुए आज देश अपनी आंखों के सामने देख रहा है। और कभी कभी लोग कह भी रहे हैं कि हमने सोचा नहीं था कि हम जीते जी ये देख पाएंगे। ऐसा कई लोग कहते हैं और इसके दो प्रमुख कारण हैं। पहला, भारत के 130 करोड़ लोगों का आत्मविश्वास जो कहता है यस, इट इज इंडियाज मोमेंट। और दूसरा, भारत के 130 करोड़ लोगों की सोच जो कहती है नेशन फर्स्ट।
Dear viewers, in a few days we are bringing to you once again the Republic Summit. And this year our theme is fittingly about how this is a time of transformation. Yes, this is a time of transformation for an India that is growing 4 times faster than the world average. It is a time of transformation for an India whose manufacturing exports grow 40% year on year on the back of COVID, while China witnesses a major loss. This is a time of transformation, of opportunity for India that has let go of the dollar hangover, and the rupee is closer to being accepted as international currency. And nearly 60% of all digital payments are already UPI based. Isn't this the very moment to come together and think of how we can make the transformation even quicker? So please join me and join all of us at Republic TV as we bring to you the Republic Summit this year on the theme of a time of transformation. See you there.
viewers, you're watching Republic TV this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest. And remember, India's biggest news event is back. The third edition of the Republic Summit will be held in the national capital this month. The biggest names, the biggest newsmakers, the biggest agents of change and transformation in India will be at the Republic Summit once again this year. So stand by for what will be, by far, India's biggest news event by miles. It's time now to see what is making the headlines. Ahead of Rajasthan elections, Pilot launches his most open revolt against Dharna Congress.
कांग्रेस का एक कल्चर रहा है, लेकिन हाँ, राजस्थान का यह विशेष परिस्थिति का निर्माण हो गया है, इसका समाधान कुछ करना चाहिए.
Rahul and Priyanka seem to side with Gehlot. Miffed Dharna Congress now attacks Sachin Pilot. (1984) right investigation back to haunt Congress. Tytler summoned for voice sample collection. BJP confirms churn in Maharashtra. Politics says picture will be clear in January 2024. Finance Minister slams Western media, says those writing reports must visit India first. Financial Times yet to pull down its report despite Adani's sharp response on allegations. Viewers, let's go straight to our top story. It's the most open revolt by Sachin Pilot against the Dharna Congress. The former Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan is on a day-long dharna in Jaipur to protest against Gehlot government's inaction on corruption. What this has turned out to be is a massive show of strength. The Congress is in panic mode right now. Joining me live is Madhurima. She is on ground while Sachin Pilot is protesting in Jaipur. Madhurima, it is a very, very big development coming in. It's an open revolt, a big open revolt against the Dharna Congress. Also going on to show yet again the kind of rift which exists in the Congress.
Well, absolutely, Shivangi. And the show of strength over here that has been put forth by Sachin Pilot is massive. As you can see here, that how people have poured out in huge number here at Shaheed Smarak in Jaipur, where Sachin Pilot is fasting today. It's a one-day fast. He's not eating, he's not speaking, and he will continue to do so till 5 p.m. the entire day. He is observing this satyagraha to make sure that the promises that were made by the Congress party at the time when they had come in power in 2019 in the state of Rajasthan are met, because according to Sachin Pilot, all the promises that were made by the Gehlot government of fighting corruption have not been fulfilled, and he has been pointing it time and again. He had written a letter 13 months back, then a second letter was written in the month of November 2022, but it seems like the Gehlot government is not paying any heed to the letters that were...
आपने पूछ लिया, मैंने बता दो सर, जो वॉइस सैंपल है वो यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड किए जाएंगे. याद है कहा कि अगर एक एविडेंस मैं कंसल्टेशन हो गया तो तैयार हूँ. कंसल्टेशन हो गया. हाँ ठीक है, थैंक यू. क्या भेजोगे? पूछो. वॉइस सैंपल्स है वो इनसे दे देंगे और आप यहाँ से.
All right, viewers, getting these back-to-back details coming in. Let's go back to what is happening. Let us go back to what is happening right now. Now, we just heard, trying to get a reaction from Jagdish Tytler, because as of now, the big news that has come in is that the voice samples of the anti-Sikh rights accused Congress leader Jagdish Tytler are being collected by the CBI's forensic lab. And Jagdish Tytler has been summoned in connection with the violence in the national capital's area in 1984, where 3 people were killed. The Congress leader is accused of inciting a mob that murdered the victims there. So we're getting these details coming in right now, trying to really get more updates. But Tytler right now is at the CBI headquarters, viewers, for the probe. He arrived.
9 years, sir. Don't you think that now it's a time for you to closure? Say something.
I don't want to say anything.
Why, sir?
Why? I want let the government do their own job.
No, the government is doing their own job, sir. But what do you now regret about what you have done?
What have I done? What have I done? Which I feel. See again, you are one person. You are one person who makes a person something. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done?
Sir, if you
yourself said 25 years, and now you tell me what you have done.
After 39 years, sir. Sir, जो voice samples दिए गए.
कौन सा आरोप लगाया है?
सर आपको मेन
कौन सा आरोप लगाया? आप एक जना पुट करे सर. कौन सा आरोप?
सर पुल पंगस मामले में जो एक की डेथ हुई, 3 की डेथ हुई थी और आग लगाई गई थी गुरुद्वारा में.
उसके तो बारे हुआ ही नहीं बात. उसके बाद हुई नहीं. ये तो बिल्कुल डिफरेंट. पता करो जाके. Nothing to do with that 84 thing.
Tytler साहब, you regret about the entire incident which happened, sir? You've been made as a key suspect. After all, they would have found something evidence now. आपको इसलिए लगाया हुआ है.
If there is one evidence, no, I'm prepared to hang myself. Let me tell you that. If there was evidence, one evidence, they would have registered a FIR against me. 30 years they have not done it. They're still doing an inquiry. And now you're asking me, that look at the way kind of things which they're saying to me. बिल्कुल गलत बात है, झूठी बात है. कोई केस 84 का नहीं है. There is something else which they wanting my voice.
सर वो क्या बात थी आज किस मामले को लेकर फिर आए?
या आप उनसे पूछिए.
जगदीश हालांकि इससे मना किया कि 84 राइट्स का कोई मामला नहीं है, कोई वॉइस सैंपल देने के लिए नहीं आए.
All right, so there was a exclusive, Republic exclusive with Jagdish Tytler there, where my colleague Piyush is asking him a couple of questions. And what Jagdish Tytler is saying, he's right now at the CBI office, he's saying that if there's 1 ounce of evidence, then he will hang himself. And he's also saying that he has done nothing wrong. He's also saying those details, saying that this is a choti baat, a small matter, and he is saying there is no evidence against him whatsoever, basically denying all the allegations against him, viewers. We're getting these back-to-back details. A very, very big story coming in right now. Jagdish Tytler is at the CBI headquarters. He, in fact, will be giving his voice sample in the 1984 rights case, because CBI has found fresh evidence in the rights case, making it necessary.
Doing their own job, but what do you now regret about what you've done?
What have I done? What have I done? Which I feel. See again, you are one person. You are one person who makes a person something. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done?
Sir, if
yourself said 25 years, and now you tell me what you've done.
After 39 years, sir, जो voice samples दिए गए.
कौन सा आरोप लगाया है?
सर आपको मेन
कौन सा आरोप लगाया? एक जना पुट करे सर. कौन सा आरोप?
पुल पंगस मामले में जो एक की डेथ हुई, 3 की डेथ हुई थी और आग लगाई गई थी गुरुद्वारा में.
उसके तो बारे हुआ ही नहीं बात. उसके बाद हुई नहीं. ये तो बिल्कुल डिफरेंट. पता करो जाके. Nothing to do with that 84 thing.
Tytler साहब, you regret about the entire incident which happened, sir?
मामले में,
You've been made as a key suspect. After all, they would have found something evidence now. आपको इसलिए लगाया हुआ है.
If there is one evidence, no, I'm prepared to hang myself. Let me tell you that. If there was evidence, one evidence, they would have registered a FIR against me. 30 years they have not done it. They're still doing an inquiry. And now you're asking me that look at the way kind of things which they're saying to me. बिल्कुल गलत बात है, झूठी बात है. कोई केस 84 का नहीं है. There is something else which they wanting my voice.
सर वो क्या बात थी आज किस मामले को लेकर फिर आए?
या आप उनसे पूछिए.
सर किस मामले को लेकर था सर?
Because the allegations are not stopping. You came here to give your audio recording samples. So what was it for?
There's one statement they wanted me to. This nothing to do with 84 rights. Nothing to do with it. There's another somebody had put a complaint that Mr. Tytler said something. So they wanted to know if I had said this. But
so justice has not been given to the victims who were part of this tragedy.
Listen.
And you are accused in that.
No, I'm not accused. This again, I'm saying, you media have created a hell for me. It's all right.
Why are you here, sir?
Why? I've told you that there's nothing to do with 84. There's another case which they wanted my voice. So I've given my voice.
So, but that case was also related
you
to
ask them. If you ask them, you know, if that is the case, then it will be something makes it. Because बात हुई नहीं है नहीं कोई और बात
in your party also there is so much of interest which is happening. Sachin Pilot is sitting on protest.
I don't want to speak on anything. आपने पूछ लिया मैंने बता दिया.
All right, let's go straight to Piyush. Piyush, Ori is joining us live. Piyush, you confronted Jagdish Tytler. He is a Congress leader and accused in the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. And he's telling you, while you confronted him, that this is just a choti baat. That's what he's saying. Even though he has been summoned by the CBI to give his voice sample in the 1984 riots case. Piyush.
Well, Shivangi, what I can tell you is that from 1984 to 2023, what you have seen, Jagdish Tytler is being defiant and not willing to admit of probably his role or mistake in the 1984 riots. And again today, when we asked him this pointed question of whether he expressed any form of regret in his probable role in the 1984 riots, he once again brushed aside our claims and said that it was only Republic which had the temerity to ask him such questions and frame him guilty. But yes, when he's been made suspect for several years, there are several questions which Jagdish Tytler needs to answer. And again, we pointed him these questions of why, even after so many years, the inquiry is going on, the investigating agencies are asking his role in the 1984 riots. There are several victims who are naming him directly of being part of 1984 riots. These are some very tough questions which Jagdish Tytler needs to answer, and we again pointed these questions to him, to which he again brushed aside our questions. Today he was being summoned by the CBI for submitting his voice sample. Again, he told us that this was not related to the 1984 riots. This was related to one of the complaints which was done against him by one of the complainants, and he again was being made accused for no rhyme or reason. So again, now it is going to be interesting to see that since his voice sample has been taken by the investigative agencies, what further course of action is going to be taken, because after so many years, because there has been no action that has been taken against Jagdish Tytler, it is because of this only that Jagdish Tytler has the temerity to tell us that despite so many years, he's only been hounded since no action has been taken against him of his probable role in the 1984 riots. Back to the studio.
Right, and Piyush, not just no action has been taken against Jagdish Tytler. A short while back, Congress promoted the tainted Jagdish Tytler. He's accused in the 1984 riots case. He was appointed AICC elected member. He was made a part of the party's campaign team for the civic polls. Forget about any kind of punishment, any kind of strict action. He is being promoted by the Congress, and right now he's calling the 84 riots a choti baat. Piyush.
Well, you know what? Every time when you ask him this question of whether he expresses regret of his role in 1984 riots, as we again did to him today, he just brushed aside this question and said that he was being framed, he was being made guilty, and it was channels like Republic that had made his life a living hell. However, it is also important to note over here, Shivangi, that there are several victims who today, on the note, again tell that it is Jagdish Tytler who was there, who was responsible for the 1984 riots, and he should be made guilty of what he actually has done. Having said that, because for so many years there has been no strict punishment that has been given to Jagdish Tytler, the Congress has also rewarded him for several years. In fact, again, as you just rightly mentioned, there have been several posts, higher posts, that have been given to Jagdish Tytler despite his tainted image. So yes, a lot more has to be questioned, a lot more has to be answered by the Congress, that why, despite having such a tainted image, Jagdish Tytler is being felicitated. Jagdish Tytler also now needs to answer his conscience and to several other victims who name him directly of his role in the 1984 riots. And lastly, it is now also the time for investigative agencies and our courts to make sure that all those who are responsible in the 1984 riots be given strictest of strict punishment, so that at the end of it all, the victims who have faced the brunt of the riots face the ultimate closure. Back to you in the studio.
Right, Piyush. I want our viewers to once again hear the entire conversation that you had with Jagdish Tytler, where he's calling that 1984 riots a jhooti baat, and in a way, like you were saying, mocking the victims of that terrible event that had taken place. Let's play out that reaction of Jagdish Tytler, what he told our colleague Piyush.
बात हुई नहीं है तो सर कॉर्पोरेट मामले को लेकर के आए थे सर
पार्टी ऑफ देश Sachin Pilot is sitting on protest.
I don't want to speak on anything. आपने पूछ लिया, मैंने बताया। हटो सर, हटो।
जो वॉइस सैंपल है वो यहाँ पे कहा कि अगर एक
बिल्कुल गलत बात है, झूठी बात है, कोई केस 84 का नहीं है। देयर इज समथिंग एल्स व्हिच दे वांटेड माय वॉइस।
What do you see our country as in 2030 in diplomatic and political terms?
I see more change between now and 2030 than I saw in the last 40 years.
Viewers, it's time to see what else is making news across India and all the political developments that are happening right now. Starting off with discussing the resilience and the growth of the Indian economy at the Peterson Institute for International Economics in Washington, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman gave a befitting reply to the negative Western perception of India.
As somebody who's interested in receiving investments, I would only say, come have a look at what's happening in India, rather than listen to perceptions being built by people who have not even visited the ground.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman met a delegation of Sikh Americans while she was in the US. The delegation said that the steps taken by the Prime Minister Modi is in the interest of the Sikh community, including their long-pending demands, have resulted in the fizzling out of the separatist Khalistan movement. Bihar Deputy CM Tejasvi Yadav on Tuesday joined the Enforcement Directorate investigation in the Land for Jobs case involving his father and former Railway Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav and other family members. Supreme Court on Monday upheld the Madras High Court orders allowing the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh RSS to hold marches in state and dismiss the appeals of Tamil Nadu government. On March 27th, the top court had reserved its verdict on pleas of the Tamil Nadu government against the February 10th order of the Madras High Court allowing the RSS to hold marches in the state. According to sources, Papal Preet during the interrogation revealed certain details regarding his role in hiding Varis Punjab Day Chief Amritpal Singh. As per sources, Papal Preet said that Amritpal is not in touch with any local support system for now and said that he's in contact with some people sitting abroad via internet calls. Republic has accessed the details of a dossier that the Punjab police has filed of Amritpal's aide, Papalpreet. According to the dossier, apart from Amritpal, Papalpreet is associated with 3 other radical organizations. He was also with Amritpal during the Ajnala police station siege. A mafia-turned politician, Atiq Ahmed, will be taken to Prayagraj amid tight security. The gangster is currently lodged in the Sabarmati jail in Gujarat in connection with the Umesh Pal murder case. Viewers, let's move ahead. And what we are seeing right now are more details coming in Maharashtra. In fact, in Maharashtra, we are seeing a different kind of politics playing out. A big crisis, in fact. Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar's recent comments have sparked speculation in the Maharashtra. In fact, Republic reported on Monday how sources say that Ajit Pawar is in the talks with BJP and wants to move out of the Congress alliance. A Republic has spoken to Maharashtra minister there who has confirmed that talks are underway, but he added that names will be declared just before Lok Sabha elections and any change will take place only early next year.
महाराष्ट्र में राजनीतिक गतिविधियां बड़ी तेजी से बदल रहे हैं। इसी बीच खबर आ रही है कि एनसीपी के बीच में 2 गुट हो चुके हैं और अजीत पवार जो है बीजेपी के संपर्क में है। ऐसी बातें आ रही हैं। आज चंद्रशेखर बावनकुले जो आपके अध्यक्ष भी हैं महाराष्ट्र के, उन्होंने ये बात कही है कि महाराष्ट्र के विपक्ष के कुछ नेता बजट सेशन तक अपने पाले में होंगे।
देखो, ऐसा है कि बहुत नेता लोग विपक्ष के संपर्क में, ये बात सही है, मगर ऐसा अभी कोई परिस्थिति नहीं है और ये समय भी नहीं है कि अभी अगर वो आते हैं तो उन्हें तो त्यागपत्र देना होगा। जो भी हमारे संपर्क में है वो तो अगली लोकसभा के 2 महीने पहले ये सभी लोग देशभक्ति की भावना से, सेवा भावी वृत्ति से भारतीय जनता पार्टी का झंडा हाथ में लेंगे। और भाई साहब, जब ये लेंगे ना तब आपको अचानक से पता चलेगा, इतनी जल्दी कभी पता नहीं चलेगा।
खबरें यहाँ तक भी है कि जिस प्रकार से शरद पवार साहब का स्टेटमेंट आया है, उन्होंने मोदी जी को जो है उनके समर्थन में जो है बयानात दिए, अदानी का मुद्दा हो, उसके बाद उनकी डिग्री को लेकर के, न केवल शरद पवार, अजीत पवार ने भी डिग्री को लेकर के जो है वो सामंजस्य की स्थिति उन्होंने दिखाई है। कहीं ना कहीं महाविकास अघाड़ी के पैरों तले ज़मीन जो है वो खिसकती हुई दिखाई दे रही है।
देखो, ऐसा मैं नहीं कहूँगा रोज गाली देना यानी राजनीति है क्या। कभी सभी लोग जो है सही समय में सही बात के लिए अगर बाजू लेते हैं तो मुझे एक बात कांग्रेस से भी जाननी है। अदानी कब बड़े हुए? जब चिमन भाई पटेल ने उन्हें 10 पैसे मीटर से जमीन दी। अदानी कब बड़े हुए? जब कांग्रेस के मुख्यमंत्री छबीरदास मेहता ने बुंद्रा पोर्ट का टेंडर निकाला। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पहले अदानी के पास बीपीएल कार्ड था और एकदम से बीपीएल कार्ड देकर वो बड़े आदमी बन गए, ऐसा तो है ही नहीं। राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री ने 45,000 करोड़ का टेंडर उनको दिया है। ममता दीदी ने उनको बुलाकर उनके साथ बात की है। तो मुझे लगता है ऐसा कोई भ्रम फैलाना कि अदानी जी मोदी जी की वजह से बड़े हुए हैं, तो ये भ्रम है।
एक सवाल यहाँ पे ये भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है। आपने जिस प्रकार ये टाइमिंग का जिक्र किया कि लोकसभा चुनाव से 2 महीने ठीक पहले, ठीक उसी प्रकार से चंद्रशेखर बावनकुले ने भी कहा कि बजट सेशन होते होते चीज़ें बदलेंगी और महाराष्ट्र में बदलाव दिखेगा।
ये बात तो सही है ना, क्योंकि अच्छा काम करेंगे तो ये विश्वास होता है। देखो, मेरिट के स्टूडेंट को देखिए, वो पेपर दे के आते हैं। अब रिजल्ट लगने को तो समय रहता, पर वो कहते ना हमें 99% मार्क मिलेंगे, क्योंकि अपने कर्म पर जो विश्वास होता है, आत्मविश्वास होता है, उससे ही वो विद्यार्थी कहता है ना। तो राजनीति में हमारे काम की वजह से ये विश्वास है।
दादा, एक कैंडिड क्वेश्चन है आपसे। अजीत दादा के साथ साथ और कितने विधायक जो हैं आपके संपर्क में? देखो,
जो लोग संपर्क में है उनका नाम बता के संकेत का भंग नहीं करना चाहिए। देखो, कोई अपने पे विश्वास रखता है, कोई बड़े प्रेम मोहब्बत से जब बात करता है कि देखो आत्मनिर्भर भारत के लिए, देश को विश्व का गुरु बनाने के लिए माननीय मोदी जी जान से काम करते हैं, तो हम भी उसमें अपना कोई छोटा हिस्सा देना चाहते, योगदान देना चाहते। तो आज मैं अगर नाम बता दूं तो देखो अच्छी बात नहीं होती।
लोटस सक्रिय है महाराष्ट्र।
देखो ऑपरेशन डेमोक्रेसी है, ये ऑपरेशन इंडिया है कि जिसमें हम देश को आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हैं।
बहुत शुक्रिया।
तो मुझे लगता है कोई कमर जीते ये भाव से हम राजनीति नहीं करते। देखो हमारी राजनीति ये सत्ता के लिए नहीं, जनता की दिल जीतने की राजनीति है।
And viewers, Ajit Pawar, without naming any politician, had taken a veiled dive at an MVA leader and said that some people do not know what to say when a mic is handed to them.
तर माईक हातामध्ये आल्यानंतर काय बोलावं काय कळतच नाही। कोण फडतूस म्हणतं, कोण काढतूस म्हणतं, काय म्हणतात। अरे आपल्याला चांगले विचार यशवंतराव चव्हाण साहेबांनी दिले। सुसंस्कृत महाराष्ट्राची निर्मिती संयुक्त महाराष्ट्राच्या काळामध्ये चव्हाण साहेबांनी केली। त्या रस्त्याने जाऊ द्या, वसंतदादांनी दाखवलेल्या रस्त्याने जाऊ, वसंतराव नाईकांनी दाखवलेल्या, शरदराव पवारांनी दाखवल्या त्या रस्त्याने जाऊ ना। तो रस्ता आपल्या भल्याचा आहे, आपल्याला निश्चितपणे दिशा देणार आहे।
So viewers, that's a big story coming out from Maharashtra, where we are seeing that according to sources, Republic has learned that Ajit Pawar is in talks with the BJP and he wants to move out of the Congress alliance. In fact, Republic spoke to a Maharashtra minister who has confirmed that talks are underway. But he added that names will be declared just before the Lok Sabha election. So that is a big story coming out from Maharashtra, and this is going to be a top story we'll be watching out for here on Republic TV. And Union Minister Piyush Goyal on Monday, while addressing the Indian diaspora community in France, said that India will become the third largest economy by the year 2027. Here's more.
I'm happy to share with you, not only did we cross the Rubicon of 750 billion, we'll be beyond 765 billion, possibly touching 770 billion as the final figures. Big vision leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is making rapid strides, is ensuring that 1.4 billion Indians, young India, is ready to engage with the rest of the world, is ready to power India's growth story, is working relentlessly to give leadership to the world, whether it is the economies of the world, whether it's the field of art, culture, tradition, whether it's yoga or it's millets.
Viewers, we continue to be live and breaking coming up on the other side. Financial Times yet to pull down its report despite Adani's sharp response on allegations.
जूनियर वर्ल्ड चैंपियन रहे हैं नीरज चोपड़ा।
T20 में बेस्ट वन पदक जीत लिया है भारत के थ्रोअर नीरज चोपड़ा ने।
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
दशकों पुरानी समस्याओं का समाधान होते हुए आज देश अपनी आंखों के सामने देख रहा है। और कभी कभी लोग कह भी रहे हैं कि हमने सोचा नहीं था कि हम जीते जी ये देख पाएंगे। ऐसा कई लोग कहते हैं और इसके दो प्रमुख कारण हैं। पहला, भारत के 130 करोड़ लोगों का आत्मविश्वास जो कहता है यस, इट इज इंडियाज मोमेंट। और दूसरा, भारत के 130 करोड़ लोगों की सोच जो कहती है नेशन फर्स्ट।
Dear viewers, in a few days we are bringing to you once again the Republic Summit. And this year our theme is fittingly about how this is a time of transformation. Yes, this is a time of transformation for an India that is growing 4 times faster than the world average. It is a time of transformation for an India whose manufacturing exports grow 40% year on year on the back of COVID, while China witnesses a major loss. This is a time of transformation, of opportunity for India that has let go of the dollar hangover, and the rupee is closer to being accepted as international currency. And nearly 60% of all digital payments are already UPI based. Isn't this the very moment to come together and think of how we can make the transformation even quicker? So please join me and join all of us at Republic TV as we bring to you the Republic Summit this year on the theme of a time of transformation. See you there.
Viewers, top headlines right now. Ahead of Rajasthan elections, Pilot launches his most open revolt against Maharashtra Congress.
का कल्चर रहा है, लेकिन हाँ, राजस्थान का यह विशेष परिस्थिति का निर्माण हो गया है, इसका समाधान कुछ करना चाहिए।
Rahul and Priyanka seem to side with Gehlot. Miffed Vadra Congress now attacks Sachin Pilot. (1984) right investigation back to haunt Congress. Tytler summoned for voice sample collection. BJP confirms churn in Maharashtra politics, says picture will be clear in January 2024. Finance Minister slams Western media, says those writing reports must visit India first. Financial Times yet to pull down its report despite Adani's sharp response on allegations. Viewers, we're live and breaking this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest, and a lot of developments coming in, especially from Rajasthan. It's a big and open revolt by Sachin Pilot against the Vadra Congress. The former Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan is on a day-long Dharna in Jaipur to protest against Gehlot government's inaction on corruption. What this has turned out to be is a massive show of strength.